This daily market update has been brought to you by Daily Wealth Report. Trading involves risk of loss and may not be suitable for you. Past performance is no guarantee or reliable indication of future results. All advice and education content is of the nature of general information only and must not in any way be construed or relied upon as legal, financial, or personal advice.
Good morning, traders and investors. It's Friday, the 17th of August, and we've seen renewed buyer optimism in Europe and the US markets overnight as leading indices rallied relatively strongly. That's all but the FTSE. In fact, the FTSE was virtually unchanged. It remained at 5834, up 1.4 of a point, and we can see this on the chart in front of us here with a very small candle, small body with shadows either side, and it appears to be continuing that short-term range. However, when we look at its European cousins, we can see the German DAX had rallied strongly here, closing at its highest point since back in early April. It gained 49 points, or 0.7%, closing at 6,996. So it looks like we've got an upwards break occurring in a continuation of the overall upwards trend. And when we look at the CAC 40, the French CAC 40, we can see a very similar movement, a much stronger drive, and the CAC 40 has been outperforming the leading European indices in its movements. It gained 31 points, or 0.9%, closing at 3,480. So a nice strong bullish drive there, and again, it hasn't traded this level since late March. Taking a look at the US markets, and the Dow Jones was up quite strongly, and it has broken to the upside as well. It is now pushing towards its long-term highs. It had gained 85 points, or 0.6%, closing at 13,250. So that is a continuation of the trend, as not expected from us. We were expecting a downside break instead of an upside break, but this is still a continuation of the overall trend at this point in time. And as we say, it's coming up to its long-term resistance level, so we do need to be cautious with that. And on the Nasdaq, it outperformed the broader market. It gained 31 points, or 1%, closing at 3,062, also breaking to the upside. And the S&P 500 gained just short of 10 points, or 0.7%, closing at 1,415. So a broad rally through the markets there. Normally we would see the VIX index falling quite heavily, but it only fell 2.3%, or 34 cents overnight. So the strong upwards move on the indices hasn't been reflected in the investor fear gauge just yet. And the VIX index closed at $14.29. You can see it's still above its previous low. So although the markets are pushing for new highs, the VIX is not yet pushing for new lows. So we'll just see how that VIX reacts over the coming sessions. A little closer to home, and the ASX 200 closed up 43 points for Thursday, closing at 4,324. It was pushing and attempting to drive through its previous short-term high. Whilst closing at a higher level, it hasn't quite beaten the high point from the 9th of August, but no doubt we are going to see that surpassed today, with SPI futures up 24 points ahead of the market open. So that would also reflect a continuation of the short-term trend, and we're looking at the ASX 200 coming up to around that 4,400, 4,420 level, which coincides with the previous high back in late April. That's our summary for Friday. We hope you have a really great weekend. We look forward to seeing what market activity occurs in Europe and the US overnight, and what influence that will have in the new week. We wish you all the best of trading and look forward to speaking to you on Monday.